Hi, it's Cara and today we are doing my 2019 reading and YouTube goals, bookish goals I guess, and also my January TBR, and I'm kind of putting these in together in one video because explaining my reading goals is going to make a lot of sense with my TBR. And also if you want to check out the rest of my reading goals, the first couple I will mention. One of them ties back into another video I just did, which will be posted at the same time as this one, and that's my 2019 5-star predictions / yearly TBR. So go check out that video if you haven't already. So the first goal, which kind of ties into that one, is to read the 5 books in my yearly TBR. I'll just mention it straight away so that you know what's coming in that video. So I've selected 5 books that are going to be my yearly TBR, and I really hope to get to all 5 of them. But I kind of want to be a bit more of a mood reader this year. I am a little bit of a mood reader in that if I'm not in the right mood for certain things, I get a bit slumpy, but I also am a planner, so I have a bit of a hard problem finding the blend between the two, and this year I'm going to really try and work on that. So, basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a set TBR each month, but that's only half-ish of my TBR. And then the rest is going to be free-floating if I get to whatever I get to and whatever's drawing my fancy at the time. And I'm going to really limit the amount I can set in advance. So my goal is to have, on the average month, which I'm kind of already breaking in January, but for kind of good reason, I only want to have 6 books on my TBR at the start of the month. And especially now with reading more audiobooks, I think I can get to like 12 books a month. This is my planner, my trusty planner. This is a new planner system I'm trying out. This is the Passion Planner. One of my friends from work got me onto this. And I have set up each month this section at the bottom of the monthly spread down here, and this is my TBR for the month. So it's split into 2 categories. The first one is just the TBR, and they're books that I already own or are backlist titles. Well, theoretically already owned, but by the end of the year they could be ones I bought this year. And then the other category is new releases. So my plan is to have about an even spread between those 2, but obviously some months there will be less new releases I'm interested in, and some months there will be more. But I'm going to try and even limit those new releases I put down to about 3. Try and have 3 on either side, because obviously there are new releases that I pick up just because they sound cool, and then there are ones that I'm actually super interested in, and I think I need to restrict myself, and I can buy the other ones, but I then have to be really invested in them. They're not an automatic buy. So, then within that TBR system of having only about 6 books, and in January I have 9, which is kind of throwing that out the water, but I'm going to stick to it for the rest of the months, hopefully. And the idea of having a few more in January was A, I have some time off work until in the first couple of days of the new year, and B, I always tend to read better right at the start of the year. So, and quite a few of these are short. So then in that TBR breakdown, particularly the backlist titles, I have a couple of goals with those backlist titles. So first off, the first category to pick 1 book out of is middle grade books I should have read when I was a child. So I don't know if you've seen these videos, but I've talked in the past about how I was always a bit of a book buyer and a pretty poor reader. I developed my big TBR quite young, and there were quite a few series that I really enjoyed, but I've only read like the first half of the series. And it was so long ago that I really need to go back and reread those. And I'm trying to make a big dent on these this year, and not in a vague sense like I did last year. I just had like 12 I wanted to read last year, and that didn't happen. This year I'm setting I'm going to have on my TBR every month 1, the first month 2 because they're really short, 1 backlist middle grade that I should have read as a child. So In January it's 2 because they're really, really short. Like these are less than a day reads. And that is the final 2 books in the Chain of Charms series by Kate Forsyth. And that is The Lightning Bolt and The Butterfly in Amber. I did get to finish book 4 in 2018, I think. And so these last 2 are going to finish it off. These are really short. They have lots of illustrations. They've got huge text. And even then, they're only, like, this first one's 200 pages. This one's like 250. So they really won't take long. And then that is a middle grade series from my childhood that I will have finally completed. Done. So I'm going to read both of these in January. Then the next category is books that have been sitting on my shelf for far too long. So just in general, something that I feel like needs to get read and I've just been putting it off. So some months might not have this category, but I'm going to try and put them in every month. This month it's going to be, in January, it's going to be Feet of Clay by Terry Pratchett. Technically only had this on my TBR since, like, on my physical shelf since last year when I read the last one in this series, but I'm really bad at picking this up. I need to set myself the task to read these. I love them, but I never reach for them without pre-planning. So I'm going to read Feet of Clay in January. Again, this is a short, fast read. Terry Pratchett's really easy to read. This is only just over 300 pages. The writing's quite big and it's quite fun. So I imagine this shouldn't take me too long at all. And then the final category is books that I have to read new release sequels. Like things I have to catch up on. Or alternatively, the final book in a series that I haven't had a chance to get to, or yeah, so essentially the most recent book in a series that I've been meaning to read but haven't got to, so generally these I picked up a bit more recently. And I have 2 in January, but only because I think I can achieve it. And I will move one of these into February if necessary. So I have Grey Sister by Mark Lawrence. This is in preparation for Holy Sister, which comes out in a couple of months, like in March or something like that. This is the sequel to Red Sister, which I really loved and enjoyed last year, and I'm very excited to pick this one up. This is a assassin nuns story. It's great. And the other one is because its sequel technically comes out in January, though I'm not going to put it on my January TBR. I'm going to put it off and then hopefully pick it up in the next couple of months from my free pick part of the month. And that is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo in the lead up to King of Scars. So King of Scars is coming out in January. Right at the end of January, I'm hoping to just read it in my free part of February, but we'll see how we go. Otherwise, I might put it on a TBR later in the year. So this is the sequel to Six of Crows, which is this is the next part of the Grisha-verse. I have to read this, and then before I read King of Scars, I also want to read the set of short stories, The Language of Thorns. But again, I'll probably pick that up in my spare time, like as a free read, and then King of Scars eventually. I will probably buy King of Scars in January. So I don't want to buy it though until I've read Crooked Kingdom. So I've got to read Crooked Kingdom first. So then on to the new releases. I'm getting out my my journal for that. So there are 4 new releases on my list. There was another one that I hesitated on, but at 4 that was more than enough. So that 5th one I'll probably buy and have floating around, and hopefully I'll get to it soon. But so the 4 that I want to get, 3 of them are sequels to things I have already read and I'm all caught up on, and the 4th one is a start of a series. So I'll start with that one, and that is The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. This is gorgeous cover, which is half the purchase I got. I have a feeling it has a kind of heist element, though I'm not 100% sure. This is YA fantasy. It looks amazing, and I've heard great things about Roshni Chokshi's previous fantasies that I just haven't read yet, and will probably add on a TBR later in the year. And so I really want to read this. I don't know that much about it, to be honest, but I don't want to know because I want to go into it mostly blind. Then we have The Wicked King by Holly Black. This is the sequel to The Cruel Prince. I am very excited for this. I didn't love The Cruel Prince as much as some people did, but I didn't hate it as much as other people did. And I'm very excited to see where book 2 goes. This is a YA fantasy following Fae. Then we have The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. This is the sequel to, the genie, The City of Brass. This is the sequel to The City of Brass. It's an adult fantasy following Jinn. It's Middle Eastern inspired, kind of Egyptian, I think. Arabian, sorry, it's Arabian, because it's based on one of the stories in the Arabian Nights, 1001 Nights. And I am on the fence about this. I was on the fence with the first book. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I liked it more at the end than I did for the first 2/3. So I'm gonna give this a try, but if I don't enjoy this one as much, I probably won't pick up the third one. But I am also being really ruthless this year, so there's quite a few firsts of series I read in 2018 but I would not be picking up the sequel of in 2019 because I didn't care enough. In the past, I would have just got it because I'd started it. I'm skipping that mentality. Nope, not about that life. If it didn't impress me enough in the first one, it's gone. City of Brass impressed me just enough to stay on, for Kingdom of Copper to stay on this list. But if I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to pick up the third one. And then the final one is a novella, and that's In an Absent Dream by Shauna Maguire. This is the sequel, the 4th book in the Wayward Children series. I love this series. Everyone does, I think. This is a YA adult blended fantasy following, I think it's more adult, following these children who go through into portal worlds and then come back and are desperate to get back to their home, like to their portal world where they feel like they truly belonged. So this is following Lundy, who's been a character in the previous ones. And I'm really excited to read it. It's also very short, so this should again only take me a day. So then after I've read all of those things, then I'll free float around and pick some other things, and I can obviously jump around in my order of the things I've mentioned, but I'm going to try and get my TBR done and then pick up extras. So the books in my yearly TBR will be considered ones that go in the extras category until maybe right at the end of the year if I'm panicking. And I'm hoping by doing this I will make myself into a bit more of a mood reader where I'm reading the things I really feel like reading and hopefully having a better reading experience, but we'll see how it goes. Some other goals I have are to try and put out 2 videos a week during 2019. I was doing 3 videos a week in 2018, but it kind of fell off the bandwagon in the end. And my 3rd video was the top 5 Wednesday videos, and they just ended up not working for me. I had a hard time planning them and a hard time finding time to film them, and it just didn't work out. I had been consistent, which is better on the previous years, at filming my wrap-ups and hauls and TBRs. And I'm going to try and be more consistent with that, and I will probably be making my TBRs separate videos, other than, you know, this one just kind of mixed in with the plan, but I won't mix them in with my wrap-up like I had been doing. And so yeah, I'm going to aim for 2 a week, but I'm not going to have a strict upload schedule. It's just going to be some way in that time that it works, so trying to film 2 every weekend essentially, and then putting them up sometime in the week. Another thing I'm really hoping to do is my reviews on Goodreads. I have figured out over 2018 that I am not good at video reviews. I'm way more eloquent in a written format. Part of my job is writing in a very analytical way, and I'm quite good at it. And I'm quite good at making myself sound really professional and smart in a written format, and I'm not when I talk. I'm not that intelligent when I talk. So I'm going to switch to written reviews for 2019. I couldn't do a blog or anything like that. That's not me. But I'm going to do Goodreads reviews, and I'm going to write long, not spoilery, but necessarily. I'll put the spoiler warnings in when necessary. But yes, I'm going to work on Goodreads reviews. I'm also going to do that for every book and also think more critically about my ratings. So I've set up a little rating plan for the review, where each kind of topic in the review gets a rating out of 5 stars, and then the average becomes the review, and then you can get bonus points. So my idea being, the review is based on characters, world, plot, and overall writing. Basically, that's the 4 main categories, because I read mostly fantasy, so world is important. And then you could get bonus points. The kitten's coming to say hi. Say hi, kitten. You could get bonus points for good diversity, and alternatively you could get bonus negative points. Like, you could take half a star off if the diversity is really crap, or you could gain half a star if the diversity is really good, regardless of the rest of the book, if that makes sense. So there's a couple of things that get bonus points. So I'm gonna try that more formal way of reviewing and rating books, and hopefully this will make me be more consistent and more critical, because I have a habit of, if I get a good, enjoyment's the other category that's going to be in the average. General, like, enjoyment and how it makes me feel. Because I think most of the time my ratings in the past have been almost purely based on enjoyment, unless there was some major thing in one of the other categories that was like a major flaw that might take down books, but also then it was kind of taking down my enjoyment as proxy. So I want to try and be a bit more critical. I'm thinking more about what makes a book good, not just what makes a book shitty. So that's another one of my goals this year. Say hi, Bellatrix. Say hi. She's like, oh my god, Mom, what are you doing to me? Crooked Kingdom landed on the floor and I can't bother going and getting it, but these, most of the books that I will be reading in the month of January, or at least my backlog ones, let me know what your plans coming into the new year are and what you hope to achieve, and what your January TBR is. Otherwise, I'll see you soon with another video. I have a bunch planned for the next little while. I was doing this TBR early because I don't like to do my favorites till after the year is fully over. So I wanted to make sure that I had something up sooner and that I wasn't giving you like 20 videos in a very short period of time. So hence why we're doing this now. I'll see you soon with a huge unhaul, and thank you so much for watching. If you didn't check out the other video, which was my 2019 5-star predictions / yearly TBR, go check that out. I'll have it linked down below, and otherwise I'll see you soon with another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.